I'm honored to be with you today at your commencement from one of the finest and most unique universities in the country. You have been blessed. You have been blessed to enroll at the University of Mary, and you are blessed to be seated here today at your commencement. On the one hand, the students look good here gathered together. On the other hand, I wish each student was sitting with their parents or those responsible for your education at the University of Mary. I'd pause for 30 seconds and ask the students to give their supporters or their parents a hug and a huge thank you. If you haven't done so already, it's long overdue. The University of Mary is a special place. Your day has finally come, and it is a good day. The University of Mary is indeed unique. It is faithfully Christian. I hope you can appreciate just how unique that is in a world where so many institutions, businesses, and individuals seem to be embarrassed or apologetic for their faith. A few years ago, Monsignor Shea shared with me that we are proud of our Christian faith and it is on display in all aspects of the university. I can share with you that I graduated from St. Olaf College, and St. Olaf, affiliated with the Lutheran Church, was almost as secular as Carleton College across the river in Northfield. Faith took a back seat. And sadly, it wasn't part of the St. Olaf education for the majority of students. I encourage you, wear your faith proudly and let it show in your service to others. You've been blessed. You have a strong foundation. You have experienced generous people at this university in your life. Know that there will be endless opportunities to give of your time, your talents, and your resources to others in your community. And as you grow in age and in your career and are more successful, no matter how that success is measured, I hope you will be even more generous to the less fortunate. There will be tremendous need all around you, and all you need to do is open your eyes to find a place who can serve others and truly make a difference. There is no greater gift than the smile on the face of someone whose hour or day or week or life you have made just a little brighter. My middle daughter and I often do something as simple as delivering Meals on Wheels to the shut-in. You should see the smiles from those folks on the receiving end, and it takes just an hour from our day. The University of Mary is indeed unique. It is gratefully Benedictine. 144 years ago in 1878, the Benedictine sisters came to the Dakota Territory and would become your founders and sponsors. What a wonderful heritage. The sisters are the perfect example of a life of service, community, and prayer. Never ever underestimate the power of prayer. There will be times in your life when you will be struggling and you feel there is no one to talk with, no one who will listen. I have personally witnessed this, and as a person who believes the incredible power of prayer, I have knelt by my bed and talked face to face with my Lord, knowing He is listening. Such prayer brings an inner peace when it is needed most, in the darkest times of a person's life. The incredible power of prayer. On August 28, 1976, a young baby girl was born 3 months premature. She had all sorts of health problems, from underdeveloped and congested lungs to a heart that didn't beat normally. She was all different shades of black and blue and jaundice. She was just over 2 pounds, 6 ounces, and as she struggled for life, she dropped to less than 2 pounds. Her tiny heart did not heal naturally as they thought it might. A dedicated team of doctors and nurses worked around the clock, night and day, to try to save that little girl. An operation was needed to fix her tiny heart. But before the heart specialist could operate, they had to feed her to get her back over 2 pounds. She lay in her incubator, not in her mother's arms, with all sorts of wires and tubes feeding that little body and monitoring her vital signs. The goal was finally achieved. She grew back to just over 2 pounds, and she was transported 250 miles to a heart hospital where the operation on her tiny heart took place. Imagine operating on a 2-pound baby's heart. The baby girl was transported back home, but unfortunately, the operation was not totally successful. She was back in the incubator, her home for 3 long months, once again hooked up to the wires, to all sorts of monitors, and tubes to feed her. Late one afternoon, the doctor leading the team came into the waiting room and told the mother and father that if they wanted to have the baby baptized, it should be done right away because the baby girl was struggling more than ever and there was nothing more the team of specialists could do. That father was me. That daughter was our baby Stacy. I called our young minister and I called my mother and father. My mother was the key, as she was the most loving, generous, praying person I have ever known. She would have given the sisters a run for their money when it comes to prayer, and she needed to be there for the baptism. Tears flowed as we held hands around that little incubator, and through the armholes in the incubator, the minister baptized Stacy and said a short prayer. Her heart stopped beating. The monitor flatlined. But then that little girl struggled, and her heart started to beat again. At that moment, my mother took over. She said the minister's prayer simply was not enough. And for the next 10 long minutes, my mother prayed as we held hands around the incubator, mother talking with her Lord and telling him all the reasons the little girl should not only live but be healthy. The prayer seemed to go on forever. My father and I kind of rolled our eyes as we looked at my mother, and the young minister looked at me wondering, will she ever stop? When she finally finished praying, she laid her gentle hand on my shoulder, smiled her loving smile, and told us, I think Stacy will be all right. She's in God's hands. My parents and the minister left. My wife and I fell asleep on the couch in the ICU waiting room, which had been our hospital bed for 3 months, as we took turns being near our daughter. Some hours later, the hand of Dr. Masbach on my shoulder awakened me, and I knew what he was about to say. But instead he told me, come and look at Stacy. The monitor showed a perfect little heartbeat. That had never been the case in 90 long days. She was breathing completely on her own without the help of a ventilator or nurses slapping her on the back to clear her little lungs as they had been doing for 3 months. Her color was almost perfect, baby pink from head to toe. The doctors and nurses on call were standing around in shock and utter amazement, staring at our little girl in the incubator. This could not be the little baby girl they had been carrying for 3 long months. Don't ever doubt the power of prayer. The Lord is listening. Today, Stacy is a 45-year-old mother who has been a foster mom for 14 children. She's adopted 2 special needs children, adopted a 3rd child, and has a biological child of her own. My mother said a powerful prayer for Stacy. God listened. God had a plan for Stacy. Don't ever doubt the power of prayer. Now, just a few simple thoughts as the next chapter of your life unfolds before you. As you search for a fulfilling career, enjoy. Enjoy the process of the search without succumbing to the pressure of the result. Be determined to have some fun while searching for just the right job. If you have a pretty good idea of what you want to do, good for you. But even then, I would encourage you to find something you truly love to do. That may take time. And that may not happen the first, second, or even third time around, but find something you truly enjoy doing. If you enjoy going to work, it'll make the rest of your life so much better. I love the retail business. I have for over 50 years. That makes it so easy to go to work every day. A good friend that sat next to me on the bank board for 30 years would regularly joke with me that we've never gone to work in our day in life because we so enjoy what we do. I hope you can find such a place, and you can if you search. Also, discover a place where you truly enjoy those with whom you work. Life is too short not to enjoy your teammates in the workplace. Yet over 50% of those in their chosen career do not enjoy their job, and a large percentage do not enjoy their teammates in the workplace. I would encourage you when you interview for a position, bring a smile, eye contact, a firm handshake, and confidence. Make sure you are interviewing the interviewee to learn all you can about the team with whom you will be working. You are a University of Mary graduate. You are special. You have a lot to offer. Ask questions, dig deeply. Unfortunately, there are so many caustic work environments, and it's best to avoid them from the start, no matter what they pay. The best years are very much ahead of you, and those years can be whatever you want them to be if you take charge of your life and if you work hard. Do not be afraid to change a career you do not enjoy. Don't rely on others. You are special. Take charge of your career. And if you think you are really special, apply at Shields. Now, graduates, and I would ask everyone, on the count of 3, I'd like you to take in a deep breath, hold it, and then expel. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, hold it, let it out. That breath is a gift. It was given to you by a generous God who has given you so many gifts. Take it upon yourself to be a good steward of the incredibly generous gifts that God has given you, and as God has been loving and generous to you, strive to be loving and generous to others. Thank you very much, and congratulations.